What's going on, YouTube? Culturedog Sam Hatch back here with another LaserDisc update video. Apologies for being gone for a little while. I meant to drop this shortly after doing the RetroWorld last month, and then things happened and I got another batch in from Japan, so I figured why not combine, and then I got sick. My voice disappeared for about 2 weeks straight, so instead of giving you like Harvey Fierstein me or Tom Waits me, I figured I'd ride it out and give this a shot now that I have my voice back, thankfully. I'm also going to try and trim down pretty much any post-production on the channel, just because I feel bad. I get so much stuff that just kind of rots in my editing bay, and I don't have the time for editing. It kind of coincides nicely with a period where I'm kind of burnt out on super polished material on YouTube, when the stuff I really fall in love with on YouTube is usually just a dude in a room and then a phone or something like that, something simple. So I'm gonna try and use that as an inspiration to enhance my lack of time and my I wouldn't say inherent laziness, because I wouldn't mind doing editing all day long if I could, but until there comes a point where I can spend a little bit more time editing, I'm gonna just try and shoot for not quite fully live broadcast type stuff, but as simple as possible. And you might hear some of the knuckleheads next door driving by and all that normal stuff that I try and edit out to make it less annoying. So many apologies if there are annoying videos in the future because of some sort of nonsense going around, but it's the only thing I can think of that will actually help push the video content out, which is what I want to do. But anyways, enough of that kind of behind the scenes junk. Let's get into some LaserDiscs. I mentioned I was at RetroWorld, did a panel about LaserDiscs, much like I did the previous year, and I was hanging out on my table talking about LDs with a ton of great people, and met some new people that hadn't been there the year before, and met some people that were returning again from the prior year. But one of the coolest things about this year is directly across the row from me was a table for the Archive, which is a great store down in Bridgeport, Connecticut, which is kind of the front for the deep operations of Vinegar Syndrome, a company that has a huge collection of film and that they're trying to work on restoring as much of it as they can, or at least get the rights to. And part of that whole kind of grand manifesto, they've come up with the idea of running a store and having a storefront that could help kind of support that. And it's a great store. They got vinyl, LaserDisc, tons of boutique DVD and Blu-rays, vintage VHS, like cool t-shirts. Like if you're a horror fan, definitely go check that out. Or just, a fan of vintage media and anything that's cool, they're going to have it there. And they do a lot of screenings and stuff like that. They've got it upstairs now that they can do screenings. And so they did bring a couple boxes of LDs with them. And I felt guilty about trying to raid them and buy them all. But I did pick them over a couple times and grab some stuff, including this. There was a later reissue that I do want to get, but this was the remastered widescreen edition from, what year was this? 1993 that Warner put out. Bruce Lee, Enter the Dragon. Love the artwork on this, so I definitely wouldn't mind getting more versions of this. I know there's a Japanese pressing that's pretty sweet. Classic flick. Then I got this. I still need the box set, because it's a signature collection, or maybe it's not even a box. It might just be a signature collection gatefold. Either way, sadly, I don't have it, but this will do in the meantime. Letterboxd edition of the regular theatrical cut, 1 hour 50 minutes of Peter Jackson's The Frighteners. And I was just thinking about this movie the other day, about how it never quite connected with its audience. My kind of pet theory right now is that it had so many Tim Burton-y elements, but yet it had a Peter Jackson vibe about it. It even had Danny Elfman doing the music. Robert Zemeckis' name was in the, so it had that like Zemeckis, Michael J. Fox kind of aspect going for it, and then it had like this Tim Burton-ness action with Danny Elfman doing the music, and then I think people had these preconceived notions of what they were going to get, and then they got a very kind of Peter Jackson-esque take on what they were expecting, and it made people's heads explode. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's at least my story, and I'm sticking to it. This I hadn't seen in a while, which was a hoot because I saw this in the theaters. I used to watch the little shorts and stuff on MTV, and it's pretty fun, silly stuff. From, who did this? John Payson. Yeah. Joe's Apartment, with a bunch of cockroaches infesting Joe's life, and Jerry O'Connell plays them. And yeah, Robert Vaughn also shows up in there. I don't know how they roped him into this, but it's fun stuff. Got some cute songs and everything. It's got the Kitty Cat Rodeo. This one I got just because, yeah, the jacket looked in decent enough shape, and I like the artwork of it. It looked rather cheesy. From what year is this sucker? 1990. A Joel Bender flick called The Immortalizer. And sadly, it does have a laser rat, but I figured it was worth taking a risk on. I know it's like relatively pricey sometimes on the horror market, but if you're looking for it, just beware of the rat. Then I grabbed this. Jacket's a little beat, but I didn't care. I'd always held off on getting this because it wasn't letterboxed, and now, of course, there's a Scream Factory Blu-ray set, which is definitely the one to get. But I still kind of wanted to have it on LD to replace my old VHS copy, and it's a William Peter Blatty's The Exorcist 3, the third sequel that nobody expected to kick ass, and then suddenly it did. So I couldn't believe it when I saw this for the first time. I'm like, wow, how did this? I mean, it didn't even really get that much notice when it came through theaters, but then a ton of people like myself saw it on VHS and were blown away. So yeah, really cool flick, and I hope to get that Scream Factory. Still don't have it yet because I suck. This was in there, and I was talking about Signature Collection. This was one of the ones I did not have, so I figured I had some good special features, and I didn't own a copy of this. I've seen this movie countless times, including in the theaters when they had reissued it, maybe in 1980 or something like that. But when I was probably too young to actually watch this film, but don't tell anybody. Animal House, great stuff. Really holds up. And looks really good, too. I popped this in and checked it out shortly after I got it. But I'd totally forgotten there was a Signature Collection of that. This, I would like to get the Criterion version for, but great transfer, dropped from New Line Cinema probably around the same time as the Criterion Collection, so it probably shares a very similar transfer. It's got Dolby Digital, which is nice, and late-ish release of Boogie Nights. Yeah, high quality video content. Check that out. Don Cheadle would be proud. He would try and sell me a sweet LP version and a high quality stereo and play some country music. But then I got a bunch of stuff from the Good Squid from Japan. Took a little while to get over here, and I had kind of forgotten half the things in there. This I'm still gunning for. There's a box set that's supposed to be really gorgeous, and this didn't have the Obi strip or anything like that, but yeah, the price was right, and I just wanted the copy of it on LD, and that is Royal Space Force Wings of Honiamise, or however you pronounce it. I saw this in the theaters back in the 90s probably, and I remember I had heard the Ryuichi Sakamoto score before actually seeing the flick. But yeah, it was definitely something I wanted to get on LD. So I grabbed that, and I'm a sucker for Macross stuff, and the jacket art alone made me want to have this one. It was one of the reissues with digital audio of Macross, the movie, also known as Do You Remember Love? And yeah, it's just really killer looking stuff. So I don't have the English language version that my buddy Peter has, or actually he sold that off not too long ago, but apparently that's really, really poor quality English dub action on there, so I'm not missing too much. I don't think the video quality is really that good on it. This one's widescreen, so very nice. So this is the fourth version of this I own on LaserDisc. I don't know, it's worth it. It's an awesome flick. And then from here on out, it's going to be Dirty Pair stuff, because I wanted to complete my Dirty Pair collection, which I have done except for some box set, the two kind of like collector box sets. So the first off is the original issue with, I believe, just analog audio in mono of the Dirty Pair movie, aka Project Eden. Really gorgeous artwork. I really wanted to get this too because this was the source of the first bootleg VHS copy I got of this, which is one of the things that set me along the path to collecting LaserDisc, because I started getting anime releases dubbed onto VHS and realizing that there are LaserDiscs out there that they were sourced from. So I really wanted to start getting the originals. It just took me decades longer than anticipated. The next one is the other Dirty Pair movie, which is a little bit different character design. And it is from, what year was this? I can't remember. Well, 80s in any case. It's, 55 minutes? Two sides. Affair of Nolandia. And, yeah. Obi Strip. Got all that action. Very nice. And then I wanted to complete the TV series collection. And they released them on VHS and LaserDisc, and the LaserDisc ones they mentioned they're +1 because the VHS tapes had 2 episodes a tape, and the LaserDisc had those same 2 episodes, and they'd always add a +1, so there's 3 episodes per LaserDisc. Sadly, there's no continuity in terms of chronological airing. Everything's all mixed up, so it'd be like episode 1 and episode 15, and then the bonus episode will be episode 8 or something. Either way. I could eventually watch them out of order, or I could, keep just swapping discs around and watch them in the correct airing order. So yeah, it's about 70 minutes on this disc. This is the, I believe, Masterpiece Collection. I love the artwork on these things. They all had, I think all of these have the Obi strips. So, very nice. Then this is the Birth Collection. Not sure what that's about. But they look, I had seen some pictures of these online. They look even cooler in person. Just the content of the artwork and just real striking colors. So this one's also got 3 episodes. And as does this one, I think this is the Special Collection. Looks very special. Looking out the window, thinking about life, as Kay and Yuri often do. A lot of great still images on the backside. And are these? Yeah, these are all, I believe, analog mono. No digital. And then this is the Variety Collection, if I remember correctly. Love the striking yellow on this one. Just really pops. That's their cat Moogie, who's a real super smart data cat kind of creature that also falls asleep all the time. And Kay and Yuri, if you haven't seen the show, they're part of this organization, 3WA, and they get sent to solve big problems, and then they create even bigger problems in the process. And usually the cure is worse than the original symptoms. And this one is the Great Investigation Collection. I think so. That sounds about right. Cool stuff. Another 3 episodes. And this one is, yeah, still just mono action, CLV. These came out in 1987. This one is the Wink Collection, which I think I might have had another copy of this one and I erroneously got a dupe, so there might be this one disc that I have 2 of. If so, I'll probably sell it off. And finally, love the artwork on this too. Gorgeous colors. This is the Complete Collection, which is a bit of a misnomer because obviously it's not complete. I guess it completes the collection, but it's just 3 episodes. Oh yeah, I just realized they're sitting on Moogie. yeah, really fun stuff. Space adventure action. A little bit of James Bond mixed in there occasionally. So, love the series. And so, yeah, now I got to get the box sets, and that's about it. So, yeah, that wraps me up in all things Dirty Pirate. Did get a couple other things on the Good Squid, but it was vinyl, some Yellow Magic Orchestra vinyl. So I'll show that elsewhere. I did get a new turntable for my main room. I kind of pulled the trigger on a Music Hall MMF 1.5, and I've been enjoying that. So I've been testing out a lot of vinyl and stuff. And every once in a while, the Good Squid will get some Japanese LPs that I can pick up. I was mad he had Slayer's Show No Mercy, and I missed that. That would have been pretty sweet to have. But in the meantime, I'm trying to think if there's any other LDs that are on the way right now. I swear there might be a couple. But I've been, slowing down a wee bit, kind of easing down. But it was cool getting those things from the archive. I'm actually going to go down to the store sometime. If you're in Bridgeport, Connecticut, or coming through Connecticut from New York or something, definitely stop by there and tell them the LaserDisc guy sent you. And I did talk about them briefly about maybe doing a LaserDisc screening in there sometime. I was thinking maybe it'd be cool to do something that's not released on Blu-ray yet, maybe like The Keep, Michael Mann's film, something like that. So I don't know if I'll maybe wait till springtime or something when it's a little bit nicer out, and I can encourage more people to come out and hang out. But I thought that might be fun. It was great talking to those guys. They did a panel at RetroWorld as well, talking about the process of film restoration and everything that goes into it. But they were surprised the amount of LaserDiscs they were selling. Apparently, people were getting excited about LDs at the RetroWorld Expo. So it's good to hear that the hobby's thriving in a certain sense. So thanks for checking out the newest discs here, and I'll be back with some more reviews and all sorts of shenanigans shortly. So peace. Cheers.